So, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Ian Hartland
Of?
Hartland Pies, family business, making handmade pork pies, Melton Mowbray.
Which is exactly what you're doing now.
Yeah, I'm just preparing the hot water crust pastry for you.
So tell us what's in the hot water crust pastry.
So,
in.
this is strong bread flour and water, lard. We use an Italian lard, a lovely soft Italian lard, and sea salt. And the lard is, half of it is hand mixed in like a cold water pastry, so mixed in with the flour into a crumb, and then you boil the water and the lard together, the remaining lard together, and that's poured on top of the flour and mixed into like a roux, a warm paste that you're allowed to cool down, and then it's weighed off into the size that we're going to make. I'm going to make you about a £1, so a 450 gram Melton Mowbray pork pie, using the skills of my hands.
So tell us about a Melton Mowbray pork pie. What makes it different from just your ordinary everyday pork pie?
Well, where we are, the area where we are is in the Melton Mowbray area, hunting area. Traditionally, these pies were made for taking to work or going shooting with, going out with a horse. And there were pies that had to be really kind of a strong resistance to being knocked about.
A resilient pie.
A resilient pie to a day's work or a day's entertainment, you know, shooting or hunting, fishing or whatever you're going to do. And there were a way of sustaining you after all that hard work. And this pie had to be able to be carried. So they found that the pastry used to break a lot. So they found a technique of boiling the water that then destroys some of the gluten in the flour and turns it into a crispy exterior pastry, a crisp pastry that was great for carrying. And the way to do it, the way originally they were done in the farmhouses, and the way we continue to do a lot of our handmade ones now, is to use the pastry as little flour as you can. You don't want to destroy that balance of flour you had. We're going to use a dolly. So it's a wooden block basically. It's going to give us the shape of the pie. We're looking to make it like a case. Some people call them coffins. I think they originally were called coffin pies, and it was a pie. So we use our hands, and we're going to turn, like pottery, we're going to turn, our thumbs sit on the top to stop it rising, so we push down with our thumbs, and we roll, and we press, and we can see, look, we're beginning to get the shape of a pie already. Just keep a little bit of flour on here. So every time I press, I push and twist at the same time to create.
You've done this before, haven't you? I can tell.
Once or twice. And as the pie gets up and up, so you get in this.
Yeah.
This is going to be the vehicle that holds the pie. So use this wooden dolly. Just give it a little bit of a pat around. You're looking for a paste that goes all the way up and the same thickness. And we're getting there now. See how many fingers are now gone. I started off on 1. I've gone 2, 3, 4. And you get to about 4 finger height. And that's going to be the size of the pie you're looking for. And we're going to take that out there. And there's your case for a
fantastic
pie. So what I'm going to do now is just going to check it all. It's got a nice thickness on the bottom, nice thickness on the sides. And obviously what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some meat into that. And what I've got here...
Now tell us about the meat content. Let me just take a close-up of that.
This is pure pork. This is the whole pig. What we do is
the whole pig and nothing but the pig.
The squeal, the tail, and everything. This is outdoor reared pork. So these pigs have been born outside, raised outside, fed on local wheat, soya, and cared by the farmer locally to us.
And it's got quite a high fat content, hasn't it?
It's about a 30, maybe 30-40% fat.
And why is that important to have so much fat in it?
What the fat gives it the succulence. If it was just pure lean meat inside, it would be very tough, very hard to eat. Because what we're looking to, this is becoming a slicing pie where you cut them into segments and you eat them, you know, with a glass of beer. So you want the softness to the knife to go through, and the flavour. The fat is flavour. The texture comes from the leanness, and the flavour comes from the fat. And what I've done with this, I've seasoned it with sea salt and freshly ground pepper.
It's white pepper.
A white pepper. Because you can use black, but black leaves the little black bits are in there. They're a bit hotter. What you're looking for in a pork pie is the aftertaste of pepper, not to burn your mouth, but to just to tingle your tongue. The pork, the salt gets your gurgle going. So this meat goes inside this pie. See? Nice and loose. We're not looking for fine dining. We need a little rim around the top, and we just pack it in a little bit. We want to take some of the air out of it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put a lid on it now, because we're going to put a lid on it for it to cook. And then what happens, the meat all bubbles away inside, and the juices all start to come out of it, mingles with the salt and pepper, and we'll end up with this beautiful baked pastry. A bit of water. So we need to create a little bit of a lid, so I'll put a little bit of water around there with my finger, and then I'll get my pastry lid. So I've got a pre-prepared, I've rolled some pastry out and made it into so I put a couple of holes in it, and this allows the air to come out. As I'm making it, there'll be air coming out, so I don't want to trap too much air inside because it will all pop out. So it all fits nice and neat inside. We want to get these two matched up now, and we use a little finger and thumb.
And is there a traditional style to crimping a Melton Mowbray pork pie?
It needs to look decorative, because I think it's all part of it, but it's also an individual style. We use this little simple technique I'm going to use in a little while, but I just want to get these two edges married together. You can see, because I don't want this pie to become, I don't want this lid popping off as it bakes, because it bakes at quite a high temperature, about 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Celsius. So what I know how to do, we like to put our own little stamp on it. You can leave it like that now, but we use a little technique where we just like to make them quite decorative. And as the pie bakes, it retains some of this decorative shape to it. We just roll it in our hands in the bottom there, and there's your perfect handmade Melton Mowbray pork pie.